Hello, today is April 30th, 2012. My name is Cody Robert Judy, and I'm running for President of the United States. Now, if you haven't heard of my campaign, please go to www.codyjudy.us and check it out. Now, the main intention of this presentation is principally to raise money for the campaign with a national barbecue. We're going to have a big barbecue, and I'm going to tell you how you can be part of that in just a minute. I want to first familiarize you with the campaign and let you know exactly what we've done so far in preserving, protecting, and defending the Constitution of the United States, which is pretty high on the list of what Americans expect from a president. My guess is that's why it's in the oath, but the economy is not. Now, I'm running as a Democrat against the guy in the White House in the primaries. We were up and running the week before Texas Governor Rick Perry got into the presidential race. So we've outlasted many primary counter-Republican Party primary candidates that have fallen by the wayside. You know the list: Bachmann, Huntsman, Kane, Johnson, Santorum, Gingrich, all of which whom have been much better funded, but they're out. I do think there's a good reason for that, and it has to do with not preserving, protecting, and defending the United States Constitution. Plainly, in the eligibility question of Barack Obama. Now, I want you to do something for me for just a minute. I want you to pretend that you're God. Now, you've always wanted to pretend that you were God, haven't you? And since you're God right now, we've set America. You've set America apart from the world as a nation that was founded on the principles of freedom and liberty, and a mixing pot of all religions. You know, that used to be a foreign concept to most nations of the world, although America has been an example of people actually being able to live under a big tent, and we've seen a host of other nations realize that most religions could exist in the same nation and not kill each other as infidels. Now, there are some religions that can't function like that. They call America a great Satan because we're functioning in a little different way and they call that crazy. So in somebody's books, somewhere in the world, if you're an American, you're crazy. You're insane. You've lost your rabbit-ass mind. Now back to the play in which I've asked you to play God. You understand the Constitution of America. You inspired it through men we call our founders and framers. And you see men and women who are representatives of this nation who duck and dodge the unique qualifications set out for our president as a natural-born citizen. It's a very simple concept. No foreign allegiance or tie naturally by birth or parents. That comprises of two generations back. Your generation born in the U.S. and your parents, both at least citizens at the time of your birth. Are you happy with those representatives and their kind of representation of this fundamental principle? It's a fair question. I just don't think that you're really happy. I don't understand how you could be, seeing how the politicians have tried to amend the Constitution's qualifications for pres like 8 times since Obama was in the Senate, and it's failed every time. That's a legislative line you don't cross. But these candidates that are out of the primaries now, they had no courage for it. Now, besides my 3-point platform, which you can Google and see, Cody Robert Judy's 3-point platform, I have taken a stand against Barack Obama's eligibility since 2008, consistently and lawfully as a candidate. Now, in this election cycle, that included administrative hearings on ballot challenges in New Hampshire and Georgia, as well as judicial branch appeals of those challenges. And now it's gone clear up to the U.S. Supreme Court. I mean, that's where it has to go after a legislative line has been set and defined when someone doesn't abide by the qualification that the legislature, by and through the people's representatives, have consistently demanded. Even though the controlled majority of Democrats, I should say right through the controlled majority of Democrats rule in the House and the Senate from 2008 to 2010. The demand could have changed, but it didn't. It remained intact. Now, one thing I want to tell you that isn't easy, it's not easy working. This is not easy work I mean, besides being absolutely ridiculed by the media for simply holding Obama accountable to the documents he released, which he released as authentic and has represented in such in public judicial proceeding, we've got proof that those documents are tainted and are not authentic, but rather are forged and are representative of fraud. Well, I need your help, and I understand many Americans are in a pinch and can't afford to take money out of their food budget to send in order to help me in my campaign. They can't afford to fly into a big convention hall and pay $1,000 or $10,000 a plate to help me with my campaign. I understand that. So I've come up with a little different way that can help my campaign. You can help my campaign with the same money that you're using for your spring and summer barbecues. We're buying in bulk, but you're still paying about the same that you could at a grocery store. So you're helping the campaign on the exact same money you'd pay at the grocery store. Now, I know if you have a family, you can walk out of that. You can't walk out of that grocery store without $300 or $400 for a couple of weeks of groceries. So instead of paying $1,000 or $10,000 for a little plate of food, you just heard my speech now. We're going to eat. We're going to have steak and chicken in a national barbecue. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to send me $368.88. That's the magic number, $368.88. $368.88. And I'm going to send you 30 choice steaks and 20 nice chicken breasts and a couple of cordon bleus. That's 52 nice big servings of absolutely delicious meat. One for every state in the Union. 52. Instead of one plate of food, you're going to get a chest with this meat in it with some dry ice to keep it nice and cold and frozen in shipping. It's all vacuum sealed, USDA inspected, really good meat. So let's have a barbecue. So comprehend this. You're sending me not $1,000, not $10,000 for a little bitty plate of food on top of the airfare and the hotel you had to spend to come up and get your little single serving of food. But you're sending me $368.88, and you're getting enough steak and chicken for you and your family to eat for 2 weeks, or for you to invite everyone on your block to have a big barbecue and discuss the campaign and the Constitution. You're around people you know, family can get together, you can have a good time, invite the neighbors, get to know them. Plus, you're helping my campaign with the same money that you'd be spending at the grocery store. We're going to do this for 30 days and see how it goes. So go to my website right now, www.codyjudy.us. Hit the contribution button and let's have a great steak day, America.
Every day, you're alive and it struck me, passing along my way, and I can't get you out of my head. Have to say before I let you out there. Oh.